Morning traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. So welcome to this morning's quick update. We thought we'd better get something over after this morning's Fed testimony. So it seems now that we've sort of got some direction, and policy looks a little bit clearer, and it wasn't a good outcome for risk markets and for metals. And we can see here, looking at the US dollar, just how strong that session was. So we saw 1.31% added on the US dollar index, and it's sort of moved back up to a couple points of resistance. So we can see here it's broken through this area here, and then we've seen it move back up to 105.51. So anything over here now, possibility of be looking for that trend to continue. And so some of the real highlights we heard, so that Fed Chair Powell is they are prepared to speed up rate rises if it's warranted by data. And we've already seen data increasing, so previously with the CPI, the PPI, and then we saw that jobs data as well. So this Friday's jobs data it's going to be could be pretty significant. I don't know if we will see another repeat of the last jobs data, but if we do see it continue to come in hot, I don't think that's not going to help risk markets. So we also saw some comments about the debt ceiling. They need to work on that to get that risen, just to make sure that there's no issues there. And just a couple other just quick headlines running around. So inflation has moderated, but its progress is still potentially going to be bumpy. They see the economy's strength suggests that peak rates will be higher than previously anticipated. We sort of had this idea from other members from the Fed. They were discussing that there could be the outlook on that final rate figure could be higher than first expected. So he's sort of just backing up now and coming into line with some of the other comments we have been hearing, and also that the Fed is just repeated that, so that they are prepared to raise rates faster. So we saw a bit of carnage last night. The Aussie dollar we'll start with. So we saw the rate rise yesterday from the RBA. Now we can see the Aussie dollar was absolutely just crucified yesterday. It was a massive plunge. It was the same as well against the yen, but it was really torn apart to the USD. So basically with the Aussie at the moment, we saw rates rise yesterday, but there's still a lot of pressure, and while inflation is high, I think the market's thinking that the RBA may not raise rates as long as first thought, and yeah, we will see a couple more rate rises, but possibly there's a possible idea that could, we could see a pause faster than first expected. So we saw this reaction yesterday with an absolute dumping of the Aussie. There was a few other markets that were absolutely dumped. So obviously gold was really hit very hard yesterday. Silver and platinum also were absolutely torn apart yesterday. I'll just update that. So we can see those moves there. Very, very strong moves as the dollar pushed up. So stock indices as well saw some pretty sharp moves lower. So the US 30, the Nasdaq and the S&P. So I think the Nasdaq obviously is probably looking the best out of the three in terms of the move down. So I think now what we want to see going forward is obviously the part 2 of the testimony, which is this week, and then the Friday's employment data. And if we will see the market stabilize, is this a one-off event, or will we see this continue? And if we do, we'd really like to see these areas hold for buyers, and would like to see support come back in. We do see support here at that 3953 area, and on the US 30, it's really this area down at key support, which is that 32610. So if we do see further pushes lower, this is a lower high right now as well. So a breakthrough there, that level would signal, a new trend leg lower, or a new short-term downtrend. So we'd like to see that hold for buyers, and then a new higher low or a test, and then a move back up. But again, as stated, if we see a break at this point, that's starting to set up something different, which could be a new leg lower. And we do have that lower high sort of there. We have the trend break with the initial push down. So this could be a key area, or it's a key area for me. I'd like to see that hold for buyers. If it doesn't, be looking for sellers to keep control. Gold had a pretty good little lower high here yesterday. Obviously no one expected that it would be such a violent move down, so we'd like to see gold hold this area as well. And the Aussie and some of the other risk currencies, I think they're just going to be at the mercy of the dollar. We've seen this strong break through a couple of areas here. This downtrend looks like it could be set to continue if policy and what comes out and data from the NFP keep supporting the US dollar. So we'd expect to see it to continue to push higher, and we can see, as just noted before, that this trend is starting, is really trying to get back underway, and this is a nice strong bar here. So we'd like, we'll see what happens today and for the rest of the week, but we'd like to see a break and then obviously continue higher, just to really show that this trend is back in play, and it's through this resistance here. So cryptos as well didn't fare too yesterday, but look, the selling wasn't as bad as we saw on obviously risk currencies to the dollar and some of the metals, but there was still a few falls as well. Bitcoin, Ethereum still sort of hanging around at this support point. We spoke about that yesterday. We'll see if we do get any more downward pressure coming up, but some of the other cryptos did see a bit of weakness as well. So we just need to see if they can continue to hold those lows that are in play at the moment. But cryptos aside, oil as well had a real reality check after some really nice strong days. We thought we may even get to see a test of this resistance up here, but that is not the case at the moment after a very strong move lower yesterday that was over 4%. I think today we'll be focusing still on some of the risk currencies and stock indices as we progress through the week, and then we'll see part 2 of the testimony and then the US employment data on Friday. So that's it for this quick update. So thanks very much for your time. Definitely a pretty exciting night last night, and now we do have a bit of direction, and we are starting to see some firmer comments coming out of the Fed. So we'll see what happens with part 2 of the testimony and then the NFP on Friday. So again, we wish you the best with your trading for the rest of the week. Please subscribe if you are enjoying our content, and during the week we do have different presenters, so it's not just myself. And until our next update, good trading and bye for now.